Hi there. I did part 1 of the TMI tag yesterday. I didn't know there was more to it, but the other questions aren't any fun anyway. But there was one question in there I wanted to address again, and that was, have you ever been through a painful breakup? And my answer was yes, 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 yes. Breakups are so painful, and I thought I'd address a little more about what we all experience in breakups. I also was watching Shades of Cassie this morning, and she's apparently going through a separation. So we all share these experiences at times. They're very, very difficult and very, very painful and very challenging. And I've been through them, and I've learned a lot. So I wanted to talk about what we all go through in terms of breakups or divorces or losses of any kind. One part of that is kind of the stages of a breakup, and one part is the stages of loss and grief. So in terms of breakups, what I've found, there's 2 different major experiences with a breakup. One is if you're the person that has decided you want to break up. That is a different experience with a breakup than if you have been broken up with. I know this because I've been through both. and I noticed how different those experiences were. When I decided I wanted to do the breaking up, when the breakup happened, it was a relief. Like, oh, thank God, I'm so glad this is done. I wish I had done this so much sooner. And the first experience is relief. Now, as the person that gets broken up with, the first experience is rejection. Oh my God, it's such a different, devastating experience. Being broken up with feels so different than if you decided to break up. So being broken up with is so much more devastating and humiliating, and it's so painful for the self-esteem goes just terrible, and feel rejected and abandoned and betrayed, and it's just awful. So those are very different experiences of a breakup. Now, all breakups have the same stages of loss and grief. Those are 5 stages. These were discovered by, I hope this is recording okay, because I'm uploading at the same time I'm recording, so it's stopping here and there. So the stages of loss and grief are, Elisabeth Kubler-Ross discovered these in the 60s and 70s. She interviewed hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of terminally ill patients and their families, and discovered that people share these same stages of loss. And they don't happen in any particular order, but they are, the first one usually is denial, which is, this can't be happening. I don't believe this. Are you kidding? No, I don't believe it. This isn't happening. Or numbness or shock or just, I don't believe it. And then that goes away after a while. It's like, oh my God, this really is happening. That's acceptance. It is happening. Then you might go back to denial, and then maybe acceptance again. But and then another stage is anger. How dare they? Oh, I can't believe it. They're such an awful person. How dare this happen? You're just angry, and you might just be angry at everybody else, and angry at the dog, and angry, and you don't know why you're angry. But we're all angry at a breakup. Or a loss. We don't want that loss to have happened, so we're angry about it. Then there's also depression, which is sadness. It's terrible sadness about that loss. So that's denial, acceptance, anger, sadness, and then there's bargaining. Bargaining is when in your head you say, well, if only I would have. That's the bargain. If only I would have done this, if only I would have done that, then this wouldn't have happened. Because we don't want a loss to happen. So our brain goes, well, if only I do this, if only I try that, if only I do this, if only I would have done this, if only I wouldn't have done this, this wouldn't have happened. So that's bargaining. And you go all over the place back and forth and all around, and it just goes all over the place, and it feels terrible. It feels awful. You feel crazy. But if you know that these are the 5 stages, you can kind of keep track. Oh, this is anger. Oh, this is sadness. And just the important thing is to move through the feelings. Don't drink them away. Don't drug them away. Don't work them away. Don't have sex away. Don't gamble them away. Don't stuff them down, because if we stuff our feelings, they'll just be there inside and they'll accumulate. So the important thing is to feel the feelings and writing them out. And it's really hard. It is really hard. There's just no doubt about it. Even if you wanted to break up, you're still going to experience painful feelings. But the final stage is the final acceptance, where you felt all there is to feel. It's like peeling the layers of an onion. And they start peeling away, and then eventually there's nothing left in the onion but that little middle piece. And you felt all there is to feel. It's all peeled away, and then you realize, okay, I felt everything there is to feel about this, and I accept this loss has occurred, and I will move forward. So you have to feel it all before you can get to the final acceptance stage. So that's a brief little thing on loss and grief. And again, it's for any loss. But breakups, so the stages of breakups can be relief at first if it was your idea, or terrible devastation if it wasn't. But even if it's your idea, there comes right after that relief, and thank God, there's the doubt. Oh my God, did I do the right thing? Oh, maybe I made too much of this. Oh, maybe I made the wrong decision. Oh boy, I don't know if that was the right thing. There's a lot of doubt right after that comes next. So that's normal. If you doubt a breakup, just remember the reasons why you did it. Maybe write down the reasons why you did it. And the doubt is normal, and it goes away. It gets better as you remember your reasons. And also as you experience life in your new state, maybe happier a little bit. Maybe even a little bit here and there. It's like, oh, this part feels good. Even if it was devastating, there are, after a while, even it may be a long while, but there's like, oh, it feels good to be in control of my own life. It feels good to be able to get up when I want, or come home when I want, or turn on the TV I want, or vacuum the house when I want, or drive when I want. There's lots of positive things, even in a negative situation. There's always positive things, even in a negative situation. And some of them just may take longer than others to find out what the positive is. So that's a little bit about breakups. And I hope that's useful for you. I can certainly talk about breakups for a long time. I've had a lot of experience with really, really deep sadness about breakups. And at one point, in one of my more recent ones, I was so devastated. I didn't think the pain would ever be over. I was crying, and I was like, oh my God, I don't think I can live through this. I don't know if I could ever live through this. And I was like, how do I live through this? And I realized, well, I guess it's one day at a time. I guess I just one day at a time live through this. And I realized that was right. The other thing is, one day I was like, oh my God, how am I going to live through this? And I kind of looked out my window and I thought, like half the population gets divorced, and then people remarry, and then they get divorced, and everybody's been through breakups. And so all these people walking around every day, functioning, doing their thing, they've been through breakups, and they're still functioning. Like they're walking around, they're okay. And I realized I too would be okay at some point. So those were helpful for me. So I hope this is helpful for you. And please leave comments and let me know what you think, or ask any questions. Okay, bye.